Welcome. In this video I'm going to be mounting this Excalibur scroll saw to this workbench I built, and this is a Kreg Universal Bench, and I'll put a link in the description of these on Amazon. If you use that link, it helps me out a little bit. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and I'll probably put some links down there to anything else in this video I can. But this is a universal bench, and I have a top on it. It's about 2 foot by 2 foot. It's, I think, a little ½ inch longer on one dimension, and it's doubled up MDF, so it's very solid. And then I have a MDF shelf there. And I've been clamping this to this bench, but I want to mount it permanently. And this has to be kind of hung over the edge because the suction here, right there, connects up there. So I have to like mount it near the edge or cut the wood out. I'm just going to mount it near the edge. So I'm going to take out these feet, and then I'm going to put some bolts in here, and I'll put the whole thing down, mark it, and I'll drill holes for those. So I don't get messed up on my measurements, I'm going to do a little offset measurement here because I know the vacuum hose will fit. So I know I need at least this measurement, and this is about 3/4 of an inch. I'll probably move it back to 3/4 of an inch. So now when I take this off here, I'll mount it back on in that same orientation. So I need to take all these feet off. So I'm going to break these loose with my ratchet. Now I'm just going to run these off with a drill. Okay, so these feet come right out. I wasn't sure if they were threaded in there. I didn't think they were, but sometimes you get surprised. Okay, so now I'm going to use my tool here, and I'm going to set the offset on here. Okay, so I have this squared up to the front edge. So I don't know if there's any technical reason for squaring this up, but I just think aesthetically it would be better. I'll do one check of the hose. That fits in there nice. Now I'll take my pencil and I'll mark all these holes. Okay, now I'll remove the saw from the table. Okay, so to drill these holes, I'm going to use this thing. It's called a Portaline, and it was Craftsman, but another company made it. And I also have this old ancient Craftsman drill. And I double stick taped a piece of wood here, so I have a reference of where I'm going to drill the hole. So I'll line this up right on the hole. Let me do it this way. And I'll take a clamp here and clamp the brace down, or the guide. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to show up, but I have it, I have it lined up exactly with my pencil mark. And this bit here it's an Irwin bit, but it has this kind of weird split tip on it. So it's kind of hard to line up anyway. And you can certainly do this with a regular drill. So there's our first hole. I'm going to do all 4 holes the same way, except for the hole back here. This one I won't be able to clamp. I'm going to take a chisel and just clean up the tops of these. And I'm going to do the same to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to bring the saw back up. Okay, so this is the hardware I'm going to be using here. So I have a 3/8 by 4 inch full thread bolt. I have a 3/8 washer. And then I'm going to put on this 3/8 rubber washer. So then I'm going to have the scroll saw here in this layer. Then I'll have on another rubber washer. I'll have the MDF top, a washer on the bottom, and then this nylon locking nut. So the idea is that maybe this rubber here will isolate a little bit of vibration. So before I started this, I put my phone on here with the seismograph, and I captured a little video of the seismograph going on the scroll saw top and then on the tabletop to see if it's transferring vibration from the scroll saw to the table, and I'll pop that up on the screen now. So this is the sample on the table of the scroll saw itself. It'll switch over here in a second. And this is on the table that the scroll saw is sitting on. As you see here, it actually looks worse after. So the rubber didn't really help. Although either way, you can't feel it a lot with your hand touching it. So I'm not worried about it. But this was an experiment, and I don't know that it's worth putting the rubber washers on there. But I'm going to leave them in place. They're not bothering me. So I don't know what that's going to look like because I won't know until I edit this. But I'll get this hardware installed now. Okay, they all went in pretty slick except for this one, and this wasn't that hard. I just used the drill to get it in. And I put the little washer under there, and I used the screwdriver to line it up. That seemed to be the easiest way. And I just kind of went around the inside, and that centered it, and then I was able to push the bolt through. So now I'll put the washer and lock washer on the bottom side here. I'm going to try tightening it up with this drill. Okay, it's a little hard on the little drill. I'll get the big drill out. Okay, so now I have just a Tachi, it's 18 volt lithium drill. And this would be a lot easier if I didn't use that nylon lock nut, but I had it, so I thought I might as well use it. I'm going to do my final tightening with a ratchet just so I can get consistent tightening on it. I don't need to, you know, squeeze that super tight. Okay, I'm going to show here underneath. So I have a lot of screw here. So I thought about potentially putting like some large bushings, like a shock absorber bushing between here, like if it was vibrating a lot. But I'm going to try this first, but I got these longer ones in case I needed to add more cushioning up here. Also, I came pretty close, if you can see here, to the edge of that wood. A little bit better here, and then you can see the one under in the middle. So if I keep it like this, I could cut these off if they're bothering me. I don't expect them to bother me. So let's plug it in and check it out. Okay, so I don't feel a lot of vibration in here. I feel very little in the table. I feel very little vibration here, and I feel a little bit here, but when I'm done hitting record here, I'm going to throw my phone up here and record that video, and I'll put that in at the very beginning. So that's attaching the scroll saw to a table. If you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.